Okay, so you ready to kind of flip the script on what we think we know?
Flip the script.
Yeah, like challenge those assumptions we all have.
I like it, yeah.
Today, we are diving deep into the changing face of U.S. veterans. I mean, really think about it for a second.
Okay.
When you picture a veteran in your mind, you got that picture.
Yeah, I think I do.
Chances are it's probably a guy, right?
Yeah, probably.
But what if I told you the reality is, well, it's much more interesting and diverse than that?
That's what we're here to uncover, right? I mean, those stereotypes, they're powerful, they stick with us.
They really do.
But the data often tells a different story.
And the data is what we're all about.
Data on the screen, numbers come alive. Male, female flows where the patterns thrive. Visual charts, public colors unify. Gender decoded, bringing truth to light. Small drum fill. We break it down, real talk. Trends unveiling, facts from every block. Here's your insight, watch the data glide. Gender decoded, let the beats collide.
We've got data from 2000 and then fast forward to 2020.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, things aren't exactly what you might think.
A lot of folks just assume the veteran population's shrinking.
Yeah, shrinking, aging, that kind of thing.
But the data paints a way more interesting story, way more complex.
Oh, absolutely. Like, just to start, between 2000 and 2020, the number of male veterans went down, like, significantly.
32%, to be exact.
Yeah.
Big drop.
Huge. Makes you think the whole veteran population's shrinking, right? But then
you got to look at the female veteran population.
there it is.
During that same time, the number of women vets actually went up by like 17%.
Really makes you stop and think, it's not just about fewer veterans, it's about who those veterans are.
Yeah, the whole face of the veteran community is changing big time.
Big time. And that has ripple effects,
Oh, absolutely. Everything from what kind of support services they need to how veterans are seen in society.
And you can't forget about healthcare. All of that needs to change, adapt to this new reality.
You got it. Now, when we look at the racial and ethnic makeup of this changing veteran population, it gets even more interesting.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the numbers.
So we found that the number of Native Hawaiian and Pacific Islander women veterans, along with Hispanic women veterans and Asian American women veterans, it skyrocketed, like way more than you'd expect.
Really?
We're talking over 160% increase. It's huge.
Wow, that's a massive change. That really speaks to how the military itself is becoming more diverse. Makes you wonder what kind of impact that'll have on things going forward.
Yeah, it's a good question to think about, isn't it? I mean, for starters, we got to make sure our healthcare and support services are meeting the needs of all these different groups.
Absolutely. Yeah. Culturally sensitive care, all that.
Exactly. And then there's the advocacy piece. Veterans organizations need to be stepping up, making sure they're representing this increasingly diverse population.
Yeah, making sure everyone's voice is heard. Now, on the other side of things, what about the decline in male veterans? We know it was a big drop, but any specifics?
The biggest decrease, 35%, was among white male veterans.
Interesting.
So we see this trend toward more diversity, but the veteran population overall is still mostly white.
Right. It's not a complete 180, but it's definitely an evolution.
Exactly. An important one.
Okay, now here's another thing that jumped out at me from the data. Black or African American veterans, they make up a bigger chunk of the female veteran population compared to the male veteran population.
Yeah, that's a good point. It makes you think. There are probably a lot of factors at play there.
Like what?
Well, things like socioeconomic factors often play a role in who enlists.
Right.
And historical trends in military service, those have an impact too. It's a complex picture.
Definitely. It all makes you wonder, though, what's really driving these trends? I mean, could it be because the roles women can have in the military are changing?
Oh, I think that's definitely part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen more combat roles open up to women, right?
That's true.
So naturally, we see more women serving in different branches of the military, and that could be a big part of why we're seeing more women veterans overall. Makes sense, right?
Makes total sense. So it sounds like the veteran community is going to look very different in the years to come, more diverse for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the more we understand these demographic shifts, the better equipped we'll be to support our veterans. It's crucial.
Absolutely. And it makes you think about all sorts of other issues too, right?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Representation within the veteran community itself.
Yeah, making sure everyone feels included.
Exactly. These shifts bring up important questions about inclusion.
So folks, as you think about all this, here's a final thought for you to chew on. How might these demographic shifts, this changing face of the veteran population, how might it change the future of veterans affairs?
Good question.
How will advocacy groups need to adapt? And what about the support networks we build for veterans? What will they need to look like?
It's a big question. No easy answers.
No easy answers, but definitely worth thinking about. This is a complex issue, folks, one that affects us all. And as the veteran population continues to evolve, we need to keep asking these questions, keep learning, and keep adapting.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And it's not just the number of women veterans that's changing, but their ages too.
Yeah, big difference there.
Huge. 68% of male veterans are 55 or older, but only 43% of female veterans.
Yeah.
So what does that tell us?
Well, we're seeing a wave of younger women veterans coming back into civilian life.
Makes sense.
They bring a whole different set of experiences and needs.
Absolutely.
It's going to impact everything from jobs to healthcare.
So many different areas.
It's a whole new generation of veterans.
Yeah, and to make this really concrete, right?
Yeah.
Imagine like a woman in her late 20s, just back from the Air Force, let's say. She's got to navigate finding work, maybe school, starting a family.
Right.
All while dealing with what she went through overseas.
A lot to process.
And her story, along with so many others, is going to shape our communities.
Yeah, for sure.
So, why does all this matter?
That's the key question, isn't it?
To everyone listening, right?
Yeah, these shifts affect us all.
Think about it. The needs of veterans are evolving. So those programs and services meant to help them have to evolve too.
Right.
That's healthcare, education, even how businesses hire veterans.
Absolutely. And it challenges us
How so?
to rethink how we see veterans in society. This is a new, more diverse picture.
Yeah.
We need to understand that, embrace it.
It's not the same image from decades ago.
Nope.
Whether you work with veterans, have them in your family, or just want to be informed.
It's crucial for everyone.
So, wrapping up this deep dive,
Yeah.
the big takeaway is this.
Okay.
The veteran population is changing.
Definitely is.
And understanding those changes is crucial for anyone who wants to really grasp just how complex our society is and how to support veterans.
It's about building a future where they thrive.
Exactly.
So here's something to think about.
Right.
What challenges will this new generation face? And what opportunities do they bring?
That's a good question.
It's about the challenges and the potential.
Makes you think.
We need to figure that out to shape a positive future for veterans.
That's the goal.
Absolutely.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
Yeah, it's been great.
Until next time.
See you then.